We begin, of course, with the latest on the deadly midair collision near Reagan National Airport. 67 people died in last night's crash between an Army helicopter and an American Airlines flight. Cockpit voice and flight data recorders have been recovered from the plane. The NTSB is on scene and says it's too early to determine a cause, but it hopes to issue a preliminary report sometime within the next 30 days.
Fox 5's Teresa Priolo is here with the latest on the investigation and what we're learning about the victims. Teresa.
Yeah, Natasha and Steve, recovery efforts have ended for the day, but we are told more than 40 bodies have been recovered from the Potomac. Kansas officials expect to receive the complete flight manifesto tomorrow. This crash is being called the worst U.S. aviation disaster in nearly 25 years.
The waters of the Potomac are calm tonight as recovery crews work to find all 67 souls lost in that tragic midair collision that occurred Wednesday evening. The conditions are challenging, but D.C. officials believe each and every victim will be found.
I feel like what happened last night was preventable.
I do, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's a dual focus in D.C., figuring out who was on board and how this happened.
Our mission is to understand not just what happened, but why it happened, and to recommend changes to prevent it from happening again.
What we do know is both the American Airlines jet on approach from Wichita and the Black Hawk helicopter on a training mission were in communication with air traffic control. Only one controller was working, doing the job of two. Both black boxes from the jet have been recovered. Divers have also recovered more than 40 bodies, among them 14 U.S. figure skaters on their way home from a skating development camp.
You don't have to know everybody to feel that connection. We've been through the same thing, that training, that rigorous schedule of falling over and over and somehow picking yourself back up.
The Skating Club of Boston trained or employed 6 of the 14 victims. Skating phenom Spencer Lane and rising star Jinna were in their teens, traveling with their mothers.
They showed championship-level skating. It would take time for them to develop, to maximize their full potential, but the amount that they were able to achieve in such a short amount of time was absolutely remarkable.
There were also 2 world champion coaches on board.
The 2 coaches, Evgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov, top coaches. They were the 1994 World Pair Champions, and they came to us in 2017 and were very much a part of our building the competitive skating program here at the Skating Club of Boston.
Hard to believe, but this is not the first air tragedy in the U.S. figure skating community. In 1961, the entire U.S. figure skating team died in a plane crash outside of Brussels. Half of the victims were from the Skating Club of Boston.
And it's interesting to note, in the 3 years before this collision, at least 2 other pilots reported near misses with helicopters while landing at the airport. Still, officials are driving the point home that based on the statistics, there's probably no safer mode of transportation than flying. Natasha.
All right, Teresa, thank you.